Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So I know I said this would be out like a couple of weeks ago, but we've just been sidetracked trying to button everything up here so we can head off. So that's sort of been our priority at present, is getting everything in track. But this video is not going to be for everyone, but we did want to put it out there, not just for our followers, but for people that are searching YouTube for results in getting healthier and being happier in their life.
Yeah, because what we've learnt over the last few months, it's literally been life-changing, right? I hate to use those words, but...
And like I said in that other video, this is not our first time doing this, and it is not for, we're not sick or anything like that. It's just we wanted to go back to the life and the people we were before we hit the road.
Yeah.
So basically in June this year, the end of June this year, we decided that we were done being overweight. We wanted to go back to the people we were. I'll get Em to put some photos in here of the people we were before we hit the road traveling.
Yeah. Now
when we hit the road, we still, for our whole time up until basically June this year, we had the mentality of holiday mode, and we were just eating. It was just never stopping, and the results
they spoke for themselves.
They spoke for themselves,
right?
Exactly. It's not that we didn't exercise. We're very active people. We're always out walking, doing hikes and that sort of thing, but it was just the amount we're eating was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we basically sat down and said, enough's enough. And I set myself a 12-week challenge, basically not of a diet. I think the biggest mistake people make is using fad diet, going on a strict diet, all that sort of thing. And that's, yes, you'll lose weight, but there's a 99% chance you're not going to keep it off. It's about changing your life, changing your mentality, changing the person you are into the person you want to be. So that's what we sat down and we had a discussion about it. Isabel, after we got started, she sort of got the bug a bit as well.
Yeah.
She come down the route a little bit with us. But yeah, so we basically did change our life from a wake up, have breakfast, have some morning tea, have lunch, have afternoon tea, have dinner. We've changed our life to a 16-8 minimum fasting life. So I'm not going to call it a diet, because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Now, it is not for everyone. It is a mentality thing, whether you can go until midday without eating. You might want to start your 16-8 life. So 16-8 is 16 hours of no eating and then 8 hours of eating. So it's more of a time restricted eating schedule.
Yeah.
You can start that at 10 and work your way up to a 16-8.
Yeah.
We now basically run on an OMAD, so one meal a day we eat dinner. So it's like a 23-in-1 fasting life, so 23 hours of non-eating, 1 hour of eating. We've always, I feel our dinners and everything have always been like pretty damn healthy. Like we don't eat a lot of carbs, we don't eat a lot of deep fried, we don't eat a lot of crap.
No. So in a nutshell, it's usually a piece of meat of some description and either vegetables or salad. That's all we usually have. We don't do pasta, we don't really do rice. Never really have, even before.
Or potato.
Never
one
really
thing
done a lot of
I have stopped that I used to eat a lot of was bread, because the carbs in bread is just huge. And that wasn't so much for the weight loss, but for the energy. So
how you feel after consuming a large amount of bread.
All that heavy stuff.
It definitely bogs you down.
It is hard to believe, and until you do it, you probably won't believe me when I say the less you eat, the more energy you will have.
Yes, don't worry, I was one of these people as well. When we started this lifestyle, I thought, great, Ray's going to absolutely nail this. I'm going to get nowhere and watch him just go ahead in leaps and bounds, because I am a foodie. I love food, and I mentally can't handle not eating, but it is crazy how great you feel not eating.
Yeah.
You have energy for days. You don't hit that 2 p.m. lull that everyone usually strives for. It is incredible how different you feel. So I definitely changed my opinion very quickly into this whole journey. Hey, it was very eye-opening.
Fallen into it amazingly.
Yeah, so for anyone out there like me that oh God, I can't not have breakfast.
Do it for a week.
I was a stickler for you must always have breakfast, but I actually handled it a lot easier. I was able to start straight away on a 16-8 and I've just progressed from there.
Yeah. So the way you're fasting, like the guys, there is more videos than you can imagine. I'm not going to go into depth with anything because if you want to YouTube it, it's out there.
Yeah, there's all specific videos. But
the way your fasting works, the way fasting works is basically from 12 hours of not eating, your body starts eating its fat stores. Now, we had a lot of it, but it is an amazing fuel for your body. So the whole time you're fasting, after about the 12 hours, your body is now living on fat. So you can have your black coffee, your black tea, endless amounts of water.
No milk, no sugars,
no milk,
sweeteners,
sugars or anything,
none of it.
No calories at all.
None of it.
And just the results are there. Like I said, I'm not going to go into depth because there's so much on YouTube, it's not funny. I just wanted to say that don't do this. I'm not going to sit here and drill you to do it, and the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, we just wanted to share the journey, I guess, to show that, look, it does work, you know, because there is a lot of information on the internet and it's very hard, like, what can you trust, what can you believe, what actually works. You know, some people are just trying to sell a product, a diet, a exercise thing, whatever, but yeah, it is so hard to work your way through it all and find out what is actually going to work. So we are 3 different body types and 3 different personalities, and what we have done has worked across the board for all 3 of us. So I mean, I almost want to say that it's a foolproof way to shred your fat.
Obviously, if you want to speed up the process, you can cut your sugar, cut your carbohydrates, all that sort of stuff. Like I said, we never used to consume a lot of that, but don't walk away from this thinking that we've stopped eating shit.
Oh, God,
because by all means we haven't. We're still at the pub once, twice a week. We're still getting ice cream every couple of days. Still eating pies every couple of days.
Yeah, we feel
but
like
it's just
pizza,
in moderation.
Whatever.
So if I want a pie, I'll have pie for dinner, and that's it. That'll be my meal for the day. If we want to go to the pub, that's our OMAD dinner.
Well, that's what we do.
We've just finished a holiday that you guys will see in the next video.
Coming up.
Basically 2 weeks of eating out. We were in the little Jeep, so we didn't take our own food. So it was pubs every day, it was ice cream every day.
Restaurants, ice cream, cakes, you know, whatever we came across.
It was just that OMAD lifestyle still, and we got home and Emma lost 1 kilo still.
And I was actually really, really terrified at what damage we had done on the holiday, because we had a great time food-wise as well. And just by sticking to that fasting, it had done no damage whatsoever, and we literally ate the polar opposite to what we would normally be eating at home. So, and
it's the energy. I've more energy than I've had in a Anyway, we'll stop babbling. We'll go into results and where we've come from. So, at the end, I can't remember the exact date. It was like the 25th or something of June. I started it.
Somewhere thereabouts.
And I pulled the pin and went, no, I'm doing this.
It was just after Isabel's birthday. This year, so that was on the 18th of June, so it was give or take a few days after that where it was. So
I'm going to say weight and sizes, it's up to Em whether she wants to, but so I started this. I've always been a heavy person, guys. Like for some reason, even before I gained all my weight, I was like a size 32-inch waist and 100 kilos, right? So I've always been really heavy, but so I started this at 140 kilos, but
on the dot.
I was more than that because for the first few weeks, I didn't even want to weigh myself. I did, so actually before we get into that, the other thing we did was walking. So make sure you're doing a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. 15,000 be your goal, 10,000 your minimum steps a day, whether that's exercise, walking around the shops, walking around the house,
just
whatever.
So can I just add on that too? We've done this with no gym membership, no
gymming, no nothing.
Anything else. We haven't run on treadmills and done anything crazy like that. We have just walked.
Yeah.
Nothing excessively fast, like power walking.
Just walking.
Just
steps.
walking.
Doesn't matter how quick you do it. Don't run.
Don't run. It's not good for
I know
your
there's going to be haters out there that say I'm full of shit, but running burns carbohydrates, walking burns fat. But that's running is up to you, but walking is where you're at.
Walking it has worked a treat. So yeah. Back to where we were. Sorry.
I started this I weighed myself on my first weigh. I think it was at 3 weeks.
About 2 or 3 weeks
in. And I was 140 kilos, so I estimate myself I would have been about 143 to 145, somewhere there. And then started the fasting, started the walking, and I averaged, up until now, I averaged 10 kilos a month.
Yeah. So that's about a 4-week period.
Yeah.
10 kilos.
10 kilos every 4 weeks. So in my 12 weeks, I'd lost 40 kilos. 4 months, 40 kilos. So I've lost 40 kilos up until this date now.
Where we are right now.
And then I've gone from a 5XL to a medium in my shorts.
Yep.
And same in my shirts.
Some shirts, because it's quite tricky. Men's clothes are all over the place with how they're measured. So in that respect, 5XL to medium in shirts and shorts. And then in the numbers, I've gone from a 44 in my jeans and shorts down to a 32. And just feeling amazing. I'll get Em to put up a photo of me now and a photo of me before we hit the road. Yep.
At my 30th birthday, I was 93 kilos and a 32-inch waist, and right now I'm 100 kilos and a 32-inch waist.
Yeah.
So it's basically a bit more muscle tone, obviously, now than I did back then. Muscle being heavier than fat.
Yeah.
But the end goal of this is probably another 10 kilos. I want to get down to around the 90, and then I want to start getting right into calisthenics. Calisthenics being resistance training with no weight, much like.
Oh, I know that.
So using all body weight, push ups, pull ups, sit ups, like just all body weight exercises. So we don't have to carry weight in the car, and I can still work out.
Yeah.
Because prior to hitting the road, I was at the gym twice a day, every morning, every night at the gym, cycling, very active, very fit sort of thing. Yeah. And then it all just went shit. But I want to get back to that. So this is basically, like I said, I've got 10 kilos to go, and then calisthenics will start, and transformation will just keep happening. But you want to stay where you're at?
Yeah, sure. So I started around the same time as Ray, because we figured it was easier to do this journey together than just one of us on our own and whatnot. So again, I don't know the exact weight I started, but
you did the same thing.
From day one, when we put the weight up, I was a size roughly 20, lady size 20. I don't know what that equates to in large, extra large, but big. So lady size 20, weighing in about 110 kilos. So I don't think I've done quite as well as Ray, but over the 4 months I've got down 30 kilos. So sitting currently at a lady size 12 to 14 and 80 kilos. So a little bit slower than Ray, but
males usually, the same weight loss regime, a male would usually burn fat quicker than a female.
Yep, and I'm not going to hide anything here. I am obviously a lot worse with my food than Ray. A lot of times Ray would say no to things, whereas I couldn't help myself. I'd get a piece of cake or a slice or something, so...
Well, you can't cut it. If you cut it, you will cave and you'll go back to where you started.
Absolute blowout. And I think that's what has made this so easy. I'm not going to say easy, sorry, that's the wrong word. But has made this... Really. In so many ways, I do want to use the word easy. It's the fact that we haven't had to give up anything at all, and we've still managed to achieve all of this. So, like I said, for someone like me that has trouble saying no to food, it has made it achievable because I haven't had to say no all the time, right? So, so down 30 kilos, I really can't complain with that. I do probably still want to go another 10 odd kilos, the same as Ray. So, and then we'll move into so I can't say the word. That one. And our bodies will continue to change in a completely different way to what they have been in the last few months.
Right, so that is a combined loss of 70 kilos just between me and Em. And the difference is amazing. So going to the fasting thing, we've pretty well halved our shopping bill.
Yeah. So there's benefits all round.
Benefits all round.
Really, like
shopping bill is pretty well halved because you're not having lunch and snacks and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Washing, more clothes fit in a washing machine now because the clothes are so much smaller. I know all these things sound stupid, but it all adds up.
So downside to that, our little clothesline, a load of washing now, our little clothesline isn't big enough because
it fits so many more
all the
clothes.
Are so much smaller and it takes up more space.
But yeah, we just want to let everyone know basically what's happened and how we've done it. I do want to just go into one more thing before we do go. If you are setting out to lose weight, get healthier, all that sort of thing, I recommend at least for the first few months, weigh yourself daily.
Yeah.
Every single morning, weigh yourself.
And write it down.
Write it down every single day. Now that will prove, if you weigh yourself once a week, because you'll always have up days and down days, if you weigh yourself every Sunday and you've had an up day on that Sunday, you'll get disheartened because the kilos are going to be up and not down.
And just quickly, you will have those up days no matter what you eat.
Regardless.
Like, so we've learnt that over the thing.
Your body stores water and everything.
We can have a perfect food day where we've eaten everything textbook and we're up the next day. But so it's regardless, you're going to have those up days. That's why that is so important.
Weigh yourself every day.
Single day.
And then you can take an average every week to see what your weight is. We never did that, but you can take an average. But basically, weigh, and the other benefit to weighing yourself daily is finding out what different foods do for your body. So
positive and
we can go, we worked out, like, we go to the pub, right? And Em might have pizza. Yeah, the next day she's up 500 grams.
Yeah, sometimes more.
She can go have bloody 2 vanilla slices in 2 days and lost 2 kilos. So in this whole thing, we've worked out that for Em, sugar isn't a deal breaker. No,
my body seems to process and burn it.
It does nothing at all for her weight loss.
Compared to a carbohydrate. So my body does not burn a carbohydrate.
If she has something with carbs, it skyrockets. Whereas I can have carbs, it does nothing.
Yeah, and then the sugar has more of an adverse effect on
So it's all those little things. And it's, at the start, like we're having a lot of juice, a lot of fruit.
Oh, yeah.
And then like we're getting like a nice steady down in weight. And then when we started having heaps of fruit, that weight drop just plateaued.
Just stayed the same.
So we stopped the fruit and it started dropping again. So for us, it may not for everyone, but for us, the fruit wasn't a good thing.
No.
It's the same as yogurt.
Can I just say we weren't having like strawberry, like sweet
just
fruits.
Orange,
citrus and banana. I know bananas are not the best, but you know, it was fruit that we thought was less sugary than some of your berries and stuff, but still didn't have the effect.
Yeah.
And yes, the high protein, low fat yogurts and stuff.
They won't make you gain weight.
They won't make you gain weight.
But they weren't aiding in the weight loss.
So once you hit your goals, I guess, you'd be able to introduce that stuff back into your diet because you would just maintain then. So you still get to enjoy all of that stuff.
And that's the other thing with your goals. Make sure you set your goal realistic. Like if you want to lose 40 kilos, that's awesome. That is great. And I hope you do it. But set yourself like a 5 kilo goal. It makes you get excited more often. Like if it takes you 12 months to lose 40 kilos, it's going to be 12 months before you feel like you want to reward yourself.
You get that feeling. Whereas
if you set yourself a 5 or a 10 kilo goal, every time you hit that, go out for a treat.
That sense of accomplishment as well. Like that's what we did to start with, those 5 or 10 kilo goals. And the minute you hit that first goal after like only 3 or 4 weeks, it was like, I'm hooked. I've got to do this. I've done it. So then you set another 5 or 10 kilo goal, and then you keep hitting it. You keep hitting all these goals.
You start getting addicted to the results, and that was. I don't think we covered it at the start. That we also live in a caloric deficit, which is obviously a part of fasting. Is you're living in a caloric deficit.
Yep.
So you're eating less calories than what you're burning in a day.
Actually burns. Regardless of exercise.
There's multiple different calorie calculators out there, but if you use a calorie calculator and basically put all your details in and say you don't work out at all, that'll basically give you the calorie content that you need to sustain your weight. So say your body burns 3,000 calories a day and you're putting in 2,000 calories a day. then you're in 1,000 calorie a day deficit. But like I said, there's all of this out there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go right into it all.
And like I said, you will spend hours.
Yeah, it's just a wormhole. And and when you start getting awesome results and seeing things, you will get addicted and you will change your life for the better.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted to sort of cover what we did, how we did it.
Hey, just for anyone out there that is
interested,
or maybe you've been trying all of these things and it hasn't worked for you. I mean, maybe give this one a crack.
Give it a go. It may not work for you.
It may not, but like I said, we're
not everyone can go without eating.
Bodies, 3 different people here, and we've all managed to get great results.
Weight.
Yeah.
Isabel's done it without even walking. Isabella's literally just done the 16-8 fasting.
Correct.
She hasn't changed what she eats in any way. It's just she's doing 16-8 and she's shredded weight as well.
I won't go into her weights and sizes, but she doesn't want to share any of that. But she has made great progress as well.
Yeah. So, you know, like I said, it's not for everyone, but the results, the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not a new thing for us. It wasn't a hard thing to do. It was just basically turn our lives back into what they were.
Yeah. In a sense, not be so slack.
Yeah.
Right? We were never slack people as a whole, but we got very slack when it came to our food and our eating habits. So
we just got to the stage, we went past the shop, we'd pull in and get something to eat, even if we weren't hungry.
Yeah, it was like, oh, it's 10:30.
Because hungry is a mental state, it's not a physical state. So when you think you're hungry, it's you just want to eat. You're not actually hungry.
And sometimes you're eating just because you're bored. There's nothing else to do, so you just turn the telly on and you open a pack of chips. Or
if you do the fasting, that you will realise that I'm eating once a day and I've got more energy than when I ate 5 times a day. Because you're not lethargic, you're not full all the time, you're not trying to digest food, you're empty, you're feeling lean, you're feeling light.
Yes.
And you end up thriving off that hunger pain in your stomach. That ends up being fuel.
And like we learnt very fast, and we also watched this on a few YouTube videos as well. You find yourself being more active to help pass the time until you can eat. So when you're feeling hungry, you actually get out and get busy and do all those crappy jobs that I'll do that later, I'll do it later. You actually get in and keep yourself busy, keep yourself distracted. So, I mean, that's another positive too.
You get so much
you don't get a backlog of stuff sitting there to be done. You keep yourself busy, which also aids in your step count for the day.
But so I hope we didn't bore everyone. Like I said, I didn't want to sit here and dictate and try to come across as I'm telling you what to do and just telling you what we did and what worked for us.
Sharing our journey, sharing our results.
And not sitting here reading out a book to do this, and just it's literally, this is exactly what we've done. Yes. And we still get to enjoy bloody 2 ice creams a day for 2 weeks. And
whether or not you believe us, but we have not missed out on anything. Like
ask all the shops we just
ask all the shops locally here that we are still, like I said, I'm a sweet tooth. There is no way I go without that. So at least once, maybe twice a week, I am consuming something sweet, chocolatey and delicious. So
but if anyone out there is interested in a transformation like ours, shoot us a message if you've got any questions.
Yeah, if there's something perhaps we didn't cover that maybe you wanted to know or you want to know more about it, we're more
or
than
if
happy
you'd like
to
us to do a video on our shopping of what we eat in a fortnight, whether it's takeout, like we're at the pub 2 nights ago.
Nights ago.
Exactly what we eat in every 2 weeks and when we eat and that sort of thing. Like you could also do a food journal and calorie count. It's endless of what you can do, but
we didn't really quickly though. We didn't really worry too much about calorie counting. We just thought,
with OMADing and fasting, calorie counting isn't important because you're not eating enough to blow your calories out. Unless you're eating cake for dinner and all that sort of thing.
Having said that, we didn't calorie count, but we were also very smart. We didn't sit down and eat pizza every single night for dinner. We used our brains, salad, vegetables, clean meat, all those kind of things, and then still had our treats.
Look at your calories, what you're consuming, and just remember, if you're on an OMAD, like 1 meal a day, or a 2 meal a day, if you're eating twice a day, sit down and look at what you're eating and going, am I going to get enough fuel for this for the next 16, 24 hours?
Because obviously a slice of cake for lunch is not going to get you through.
No, but that slice of cake will have the same amount of calories as a chicken and salad.
And salad in a bowl, like it's just changing a little bit of your perception, is that the right word, on
then,
the food that you're consuming and
I
putting
know
in.
we're just babbling now, but it even goes into takeout. So
Oh yeah,
with takeaway shops, like we still go takeout all the time, and
sure.
KFC. So we love our KFC, and
Yeah.
we've just found our new favorite thing at KFC, but because of our old mentality, it was something we would have never tried.
And we never actually noticed was on the menu.
menu,
It's
yeah.
not a new thing, right?
So the crunch bowl, they're called at KFC. It's just a bowl with your salad and your chicken and sauce and everything. It's healthy. It's 300 calories in a whole meal, and it's, like I said, we would have never even looked at it.
No.
And now we get them all the time.
Yeah, that, you know, so it's just changing that perception and the mentality about being a little bit more picky about what you put in your body. Like we tend to look after our cars really well, and we don't put junk fuel or oil into our cars, yet we feel the need that we can treat our bodies like that. So it's just changing that mentality now. We are being a lot more picky about what kind of takeaway we put into our body, what kind of food we put in, to make sure we're getting the most out of what we're putting in.
It's like Subway. You go to Subway, you can get it all in a bowl. You go to Sombrero, you can get it all in a bowl. Now that does away with the carbohydrates, and B, you taste it so much more when you're not consuming bread and wraps. You get all the flavour properly. Yeah,
bread tends to overpower a lot of things, right?
But I think we're done babbling. It's been going along and people are probably bored and tuned out by now. But if you had stuck around to the end, thank you.
Thank you. And
I hope you may have learned something or at least learned what's happened to us, and we aren't sick and all that sort of thing.
That was, I think, the biggest thing we wanted to get across.
We're not sick.
Nothing
We're not
is
sick
wrong.
And we're not broke and we can't afford food or anything like that.
We're just creating the best versions of ourselves.
Again, getting back. It's been 6 years of this blowout.
Yeah, it's been a long road to here, and it's actually been a very fast road to get us back on track. So.
Like, our holiday was amazing.
Yep, no regrets.
Absolutely incredible, guys.
None.
It ended up blowing out. I'll explain it all in the next video. But it blew out to way more than it had to be.
We've had a fat time. Not fat time, but like amazing.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Of just living it up. It's been amazing. But
So
you aren't
good.
going to see that for a few weeks.
No,
I know you're probably seeing it all on Insta, Facebook, all that sort of thing. But the videos.
It's coming.
So, don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry if you're bored, but I'm glad you sat around to the end and watched it. So don't forget to leave any comments below, shoot any messages through, and let us know if you want to do that food video. See you next time.